Last week on the Nicoletti Show, Steve Rosenberg. Steve, welcome.
A business will make you rich. Real estate will make you wealthy. Motivation is a battery. It drains over time. You want to build a business so that it is system dependent, not people dependent. Every employee needs to be interchangeable because the system dictates it, not the person. I hear people tell me that there's no deals. There's no deals out there. When someone tells me that, that tells me that they're locked in to a business model that does not work in today's environment. There's somebody closing deals. Don't tell me there's not deals closing. I got to take this off and get hot. So, all right,
Steve's on fire now. Like, here we go.
Nobody wants to deal with an engine fire in your business. Nobody wants to have a catastrophic, lose half your revenue because you lost a contract. Nobody wants that. But you can't hope and pray it doesn't happen. You have to prepare for it. You have to go after what you want. You think I dropped some knowledge here? Wait until you're in my mastermind. I give them advice. I coach them. I'd even be willing to give everyone here a free one-time try. Thanks, brother. Thanks, everyone. We'll talk to you guys later.
Wow, that was a great episode with Steve. I always see that for the first time when I come in the studio for a new episode, and Steve Rosenberg was on fire last week. So if you didn't catch that episode, it was last Friday. It was a special because I'm sure you all know I've been on the tour. I've been doing the whole probate tour. So I had to move that episode to Friday. It was during the day. So go check out that episode. It was just so much knowledge on how to really have that mindset for your business. So check it out. And you can check out all the amazing guests that are on the Nicoletti Show on Spotify, iTunes, on the YouTube channel, and all the videos that are constantly dropping. Got a new segment coming out that Mike Williams and I are making, and it is hot topic session and segments on the crazy things that you all want to know about and ask and frequently asked questions. So that's a new one that's coming. I can't reveal what it's going to be and all the graphics for it, but it's really, really exciting. So I can't wait to bring on my guest today. She is a rock star, firecracker. She's got so much energy, and I can't wait to bring her on, introduce her. But of course, I know you all want to see the intro because I always do the whole introduction, and it's the thing that starts and it's a catalyst into the episode. We're going to go, I don't know how long we are going to go, but you all got to have your pen, your paper, and you got to get ready for Brittany Thompson because I'm ready. I'm ready to take notes. I don't know what she's going to go through and cover. I just know it's going to be electric energy. So stay tuned. I can't wait to dive in. You ask your questions, comment, interact. That's what we love on the show, on the Nicoletti Show. It's all about the audience, the amazing guests we have, and the interaction and the community. So check it out. Hey everybody, my name is Nicoletti. I'm an attorney here in Florida, and welcome to the Nicoletti Show, where I bring on real estate super investors, rising rock stars, movers and shakers, and leaders of clubs in their community that educate, entertain, and inspire all things on Florida real estate and going beyond. We're going beyond. We're getting outside Florida. We're bringing some people in that are really masters at their craft outside of Florida on how you can take your company to the next level. On my show today, I have the energy influencer in the real estate market. She is Brittany Thompson. She is electric. She has so much energy. I can't wait to bring her on. I have to tell you a little bit about her and what we're going to talk about, and you got to check out these links. You got to go find her on social media. I'm telling you, you're going to get so much value. For the first time, like in the last couple of days, we've been promoting the show. I even got to check out Brittany's content, and every morning she's waking up, she's giving like hot tips on, this is what you got to focus on today. This is your mindset. So you got to follow her. She's the real estate investment coach that when you see her, she's just got this amazing smile on her face, and I'm always smiling. And you got to check out her podcast. She is Killing It Club, or She Killing It Club. We'll make sure we get that name. And her masterclass, Get My First Deal. Check it out. She's killingit.com. So we're going to talk about on the show today, which is super exciting. We're going to talk about how to find, get, and close your first deal in 90 days or less. And she's going to get into a little bit of a case study about how somebody got through that on a crazy deal. And we're going to talk about how mindset sets the stage for results received. Mindset, like Steve had talked about on the previous episode, it's about that mindset. When you wake up, what are you doing? What's the first steps you're taking? Brittany's going to tell you what she does and what you should do because she's an amazing coach. And how the transition from a transactional business business to one where cash flow was built without having big businesses, massive teams. It's possible to make more and work less. Work smarter, not necessarily harder. And she's going to talk about the challenge coming up. So let's do this thing. Let's bring her on. She's coming on. And Brittany Thompson, welcome to the show. Electric energy. I love it. I love it. I miss seeing you. It's been so long. Welcome.
Yes. Thank you for having me on. You know, I'm sitting here and I'm like, throw me in the game. Throw me in the game.
I love it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate the opportunity to be on your platform and to share whatever I can to enrich your viewers, your audience. I'm so grateful for you and to you. So thank you.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I knew I wanted to bring you on because you could bring that value. You bring that energy. So you got to tell everybody, who's Brittany Thompson? How did you even get into real estate? What were you doing before? And what was that real pivot transition point for you to really dive in this real estate market?
Oh my gosh. Well, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Brittany Thompson, straight from Birmingham, Alabama. I'm a wife of 13 years to my middle school sweetheart, Leon. Together, we've got 3 amazing children. And I'm telling y'all, life is just crazy, especially in this market. But to answer your question, a little bit about who I am and where I'm from. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. Shocker. I know.
Wow. I love it. We love that.
I moved to Hope Hull, Alabama when I was a little girl in the country. So I went from city to country, which is a lot. That's a whole lot. The transition, like the mindset, like the people, the environment was just so different. And, you know, one of my earliest memories of entrepreneurship was my Aunt Coralie. She showed me what it looked like to be a woman in business. She would sell candy. She would sell eggs. I mean, she was just the neighborhood she was a neighborhood superstore with a heart, and she was intense. And I remember she would just take me with her, and I would just watch how she would relate to people, how she would give. And I don't know, that was just a seed. At that point in that age, I was just fertile ground, and she just planted so many seeds about entrepreneurship, about being a strong woman, about being able to carry her own. And my mom, she worked like she worked. Like, I admire her strength. And just between seeing my mom work and use her smarts and my aunt in entrepreneurship, it was just like, okay, I got to do something.
Right.
Got to do something. So, grow up in the country, end up going to college at North Carolina State University for biomedical engineering. Found out I didn't like calculus or chemistry, so that didn't really work out.
Right.
Came home. My middle school sweetheart, Leon, I met him in the 7th grade. We kind of just hung out with one another over time. Came back home to him. I love him to pieces. We ended up getting married. And, you know, I just always had this unsettling feeling about, what am I supposed to do? What am I here for? You know, what does success look like for me? And I just went through a period of working 9 to 5s. You know, I would scoop ice cream. I would sell anything. I'm still a life and health insurance broker, a referral basis only. Oh my gosh, what else have I done? I've delivered. I have a fond memory of being like 4 months pregnant with my first child, straddling our VW Passat, driving and delivering the mail as a rural carrier, because I couldn't be in a box, right? I couldn't do the clock thing. And, you know, funny thing, my last W-2, oh God, this is so crazy. My last W-2, by this point, I've got 2 kids. You know, I'm getting up, going to this. It's a nice company. If I said the name, you all would know it. But I wake up and I'm getting ready to go to work, and I got to fight rush hour to get my kids to daycare. Then I've got to get back in rush hour to get to work, to park at a church, right? At a church. So I can get shuttled to my job, because my ranking, my position, my level wasn't quite high enough to park next to the front door of the building. So I start my day feeling as if I'm not enough. You know, I'm defeated. I'm low on patience. I'm just over it. And I'm just like, why do I have to fight this hard? This is not the only way. So I get in there. We have a rah-rah sales session. I promise I'm going somewhere with this, y'all. We have a rah-rah sales session. We're in this farm, which is basically rows upon rows upon rows of cubicles. And our job is to sell B2B digital marketing and advertising. I knew nothing about it. I just took the job because I was sick and tired of being sick and tired of my other job. And I was like, well, maybe this might work. I don't know. There are people that are out there that maybe they're just trying to figure it out. And so they're saying yes to everything to get to anything, right? And that's where I was. And I remember the rah-rah session. I remember pumping myself up. I go to get the phone and make my first sales call, and I'm dialing, and all of a sudden I feel like my chest convulses. I feel like I'm tight of breath. I can't breathe. I feel blurry. I feel like I've got just like fog. I'm just like, what is happening? What is going on? And I start looking around, and my coworkers are like, are you okay? And I'm like, are you kidding me? No, I'm not okay, guys. This isn't normal. We weren't meant to live, and this is not life. We weren't meant to live life like this. This isn't living while the execs are on their yachts and traveling. We're working so that they can play. This is not how this goes. And y'all, I kid you not, I just remember going dark and waking up in the back of an ambulance. They thought that I had a heart attack, but I had the most severe panic attack. And as I lay back there in that ambulance looking up, I was like, okay, God, this cannot be it. This cannot be the end. Please, please, please get me out of here. I just want different. I just want to win for my family. I just want to be better, do better, have better, give better. And I said, God, if you would take me out of this, I will do whatever it is you tell me to do. And I remember leaving that hospital and saying, I made a resolve. I am never going back. I'm never going back. And I would just search, and I found myself up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning on YouTube. True story. I wouldn't tell you to do this now, but I was searching how to make a lot of money quick.
Right. That seems like the simplest thing to do, right? When you want to change careers, let's look that up. Yeah.
Don't do it. Not in 2022. Maybe in 2015, not 2022. And I had a video come up on my screen about how to make $12K in 37 days. And it was great marketing because the numbers were so weird. I had to click. And I started to understand and dive into what I now call real estate investing.
Wow. So was it any particular real estate investor or program that you saw that like really hit it, or it's just that simple video, just somebody was just sharing an experience and saying, this is what happened. I got out of the world like Brittany was in, like you almost could relate to the story, right? That they were in that role of 9 to 5 corporate America. And then you shifted into that. Wait, you could do this. I could do this. You could all do it too.
Look, I think I had just gotten to a point where I was desperate. So I watched the video. I said, that can't be real. And so I really I got my PhD in YouTube University. I looked at any and every guru, coach, marketer out there that you could imagine. And I consumed so much information that it took me 6 months to take action because everything was shiny. Everything was like, oh, I could do that. Oh, I could do that. Oh, I could do that. And I fell in love with knowledge, which is dangerous, very dangerous. There came a point where I think my husband was looking at me like, babe, are you going to do this real estate thing? Or are you just going to keep watching? Are you just going to keep reading? And I said, you know what? I'm going to take a strategy and I'm going to do this. And if it works, I know something. And I picked bandit signs. And that's how I got my very first deal.
Really? Off a bandit sign?
Yes.
So, Brittany, let me ask you this. You said something interesting before, which is that knowledge can be dangerous. In what way did you realize that it could be dangerous with the way you were doing things and moving through the beginning, your first year, second year, third year? Was it because the knowledge would propel you to see a new shining object each time? Or was it because you just knew that there was a limitless level to what you wanted to do?
That's a great question. It was actually a little bit of both, right? Because what they say, the difference between knowledge and wisdom is results, right? We get wise from the results, either from our own actions or from like a mentor or a coach or just somebody that we're watching. And for me, I would say knowledge is dangerous because it was the shiny object, right? It was the learning strategies, but it was also it seemed like never ending ability to just acquire more information, right? I don't know why we think when we acquire information, we're going to be wealthy. No, you have to take action upon the information that you acquire so that you can be successful.
Right. Yeah. You gotta take that action. So like, what was it in that 6 months when you hit that 6 month mark? What at that 6 month mark said, nope, it's time? Like, was it a specific thing that was said to you? Was it a moment? Did you get like in that state of mind of like, no, this is happening now? What was it at 6 months?
I think what it was is of course, when you're watching YouTube, you see all the flash, right? And then I start, because, I had a little bit of a poverty mindset initially, and I hope I'm not offending anybody, but I would just look at the videos, and this is just full transparency. And I would say, well, they don't have to do that. They don't have to show their vacation. They don't necessarily have to drive their fancy. I don't need to see that. That's not real. Labels aren't real. And I would think, well, if they make the labels and if that's what people like, then they can have them, but it has no effect on me. And I said, well, if they make it and I can have it, and the only thing keeping me from having nice things or having a better home or having a better quality of life, not through comparison, but because my family deserves it, why don't I just do what they just told me they did in so few words? Like, at a point, you have to not be a consumer, you have to be a producer. And I really just had that realization. It's just overwhelming. Okay, just get off of the couch and do something. Do it and keep it moving. That was my resolve.
Love it. Yeah, you just hit that point of like, it's time to do this. Let's get going. And you wanted to make money and you wanted to get away from, did you ever have that fear of like, if I don't do that now, I'm going back to the 9 to 5 again? Like you had that.
Yes. And it was scary because that was my point. When I left my last W-2, I'm never going back. And I think it was the pain of thinking I had to go back versus the pain of trying something new. And that pain of having to go back just became evidently stronger. And it was like, no. I know what that looks like.
Yeah. And you're not going back to that. And that was it. Exactly. That's the action. That was the point for you. That's very impressive because a lot of people, they'll show up to meetings and they want to get into the investment world. They see so many people doing different things in Airbnb and long-term holds or wholesaling. And it's a lot to consume all at once, but you got to find that rhythm. Let me ask you this too. How long did it take for you to find that rhythm after that 6 month point of being hard in the wholesaling? Like, when did you find your stride after the take action moment?
Goodness gracious. I think it took 90 days from onset of I'm going to do this to closing my first deal. And that came from sitting, in the living room with the kids, with my husband, writing out bandit signs, drawing houses, doing whatever I could do creatively to get someone's attention, to now I'm in the middle of the night, which I do not condone this at all. They're called bandit signs for a reason, right? In the middle of the night, 1 o'clock in the morning, on the other side of town by myself in some instances. In other instances, my mom and dad would ride with me because they were just like, you're crazy. My husband would sometimes get childcare to go. I was just, I tell, like I tell my students, you got to get mad. You got to get motivated and determined and make a decision to do something, right? And that's the season I was in. And I'll never forget, my mom, she called me, she says, I'm not going to tell you to stop, but I'm going to tell you, why don't you put them up by your house instead of like 45 minutes outside? And I did that. And the moment, I kid you not, the moment I did that, the call I got was for a property that I was, no joke, a mile away from at that time. And through building rapport, I didn't have a script. I didn't have a repair estimate form. I didn't have any, I couldn't call a friend.
Well, yeah, right. At that moment. Yeah.
I couldn't, I didn't invest in any type of coach or anything. I didn't know what I didn't know, but I knew I needed to do something different. And through all of that, I was able to work out a price, negotiating, going back, renegotiating, verifying that there were no liens, things that now I'm like, that was the best education. You can't buy that experience now, right?
Right.
And just winning and at the closing table, thinking like Ashton Kutcher, somebody was gonna pop out and be like, gotcha, you know.
I gotcha, yeah.
Just like, okay, taking the closing attorney's check to his bank, because I still wasn't convinced this was real. Like, I was like, this might still be a scam. Signed closing documents, got the HUD, but this might still be a scam. To walking from the bank to my car with a bag of money and thinking, oh my God, this is real. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, what is happening?
And you just wanted to keep doing it again and again and again.
I did. And the disheartening part about it is, I want to say I went at least 6 to 9 months before finding my next deal.
Really? So you were hitting, you got the lucky streak, and then all of a sudden you're just probably thinking, wait a second, I know what I'm doing. I know how to get these deals. Why are they now not coming up? Right?
Yes, that's it. And the mindset correction, like I think that was a very big personal development time for me. You know, I started to read more because I couldn't understand why. What was it? Was it really a fluke? Is this really like? I almost think it's worse to get a deal and have a long time span before you get the next one than it is to actually get your first deal. I mean, it's because you know it works, but it's not working, and you're like, what's wrong?
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I bet, because when people are getting those leads and all of a sudden it goes dry for a while, you wonder, is it your system? Is it your rhythm? Is it your CRM? So, I mean, again, we haven't even touched on the 3 to 4 things that, we're going to cover. And it's amazing. The story about how you got here, Brittany, is just so inspirational. A lot of investors and real estate investors and professionals can learn so much from that. And I made a note to myself about like how this all kind of transpired to you being that real estate investment coach, because, there's investing and then there's coaching students. So we're going to dive in on that. But I just want to say out there, take notes, ask questions, do whatever you got to do to be a part of this. Brittany Thompson is here and she will answer these questions. So, Brittany, tell us, how did you find and get and close your first deal in 90 days or less? And what's that blueprint? Like, how does anybody in this industry do that?
Oh my goodness. I love it. And how about I give you a little precursor? See, while I was going through my season of figuring it out after I got my first deal, the one thing I didn't have was community, right? I didn't have anybody I could really call and be like, hey, what are you doing? I didn't know what questions to ask and what not to say. Like, I just didn't know what I didn't know. And I remember praying like, God, please, I need a community. I need some help up in here. Please, where can I go other than my local RIA? At that time, I just didn't want to be sold every 5 minutes. And it's no shade to them. In my mindset, I wasn't prepared to invest in the coaching. So it all looked like something that was unnecessary. Funny enough, right? I felt like he told me, you need to create what you need, and that's where the Wholesalers Roundtable was born in 2016, a community where I came together to network with like-minded people, where we could ask questions and we can, and not be worried about being sold every 5 minutes. And just to fast forward that to now, get my first deal. That season was interesting because as I'm acquiring deals, as my meetup grows from 2 or 3 people to 100 to over 100 people to over 1,000 people in my groups, my mentors that I later decided to make the investment in said, B, you should be coaching people. Like you might not be a 20, but you might be a 15, but you can coach 14 and below. Like you have something to offer. And I tell you, realizing that I have something to offer, because a lot of us don't think highly, not on a pride thing, but we don't realize our gifts and our skill sets. And so my husband and I were sitting on the couch one day and we were like, what would be an ideal coaching program? Because I don't necessarily want to sell wholesaling. I mean, it's really the art of identifying, of sourcing off-market deals at a discount. Like how you dispose of it, that's your decision. You don't have to sell that to nobody. Anybody? You could partner up, you could JV, you could flip. There's so many strategies you can implement once you source that off market deal. And my husband said, "Well, what's the biggest thing that was impactful for you?" And I said, "Man, the day I got my first deal." And he said, "Oh, that's it." I said, "Oh, you're right." I said, "Let me go on GoDaddy really quick and buy it." It was $12 for the domain.
That's awesome. What a steal. So smart.
And we just brainstormed because I believe, I believe in having a partner. Like my husband, he's my main dude. Like we bounce things off of each other and I'm open to it, right? And he says, "Okay, well, let's kind of storm this down a little bit. What does it look like?" I said, "Well, first you got to find the deal. Then you got to get connected with the homeowner and find out if they're a seller, because believe it or not, and it drives me nuts when people say this, I got leads. Huh? You sure you got how many? Are you sure they're really leads? Did you call them? Are they interested?" I believe a lead is somebody who says, not only I'm interested, but let's talk about how to make this work, like an opportunity, right? And so we narrowed down finding the deal, getting on the phone with the homeowner, and then closing. What does that look like? Does that mean I'm wholesaling? Does that mean I'm flipping? Does that mean I'm holding it as a rental? Am I using creative strategies? Like all of those things. And that's really where getmyfirstdeal.com was born. So whoop, there it is.
No, that's amazing. You took a concept from something you had gone through before and made it a program so you could show anybody how you did it and how they can too, tapping into their gifts and their talents, right? Because everybody's got a different gift and talent, and it's a matter about how you use it and tap into it. So that is great. I didn't know that. I didn't know that story. I mean, I thought, okay, Brittany's got the how to do it, but it's taking your inspiring story and applying it to others. And that's what makes you a great coach, Brittany, because you can't, not everybody can do that. And also the energy, your energy is incredible, right? You're ready to get up. I feel like I'm ready to get up and start doing some jumping jacks right now.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. We'll probably hit a lot more viewers if I start doing that. But I think this is so important for people to hear, because others want to know how they can be a part of it, right? It's about making a community and building a whole team around you and growing together. So you have people out there watching. I just want to tell you, you have fans watching right now. Robert Rodriguez, he's always the loyal Al Nicoletti fan out there. Keandre's watching. She says hello. Trey Hagan says, "I'm going to have to take a page out of your book and get some of those signs, those bandit signs." He says, "I love the hustle." Yeah, there you go. And Carla Hill, she says, "Great energy, Brittany Thompson. Thank you for sharing your incredible story."
Oh, thank you, Queen. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I really want to, this is gonna sound really, really hard for some listeners, but I really have just decided that I'm gonna disrupt the industry. I want to shake it up. I think gone are the days where you can leave potential students on a cliffhanger. Like, give them just enough to be like, "Oh, I need the next. I need the next." And that's why I created this 5-day challenge. I want to give my people a full blueprint. I want you, so you make the decision of whether or not you think you really want to do real estate, because you might touch it. You might play with it a little bit and think, this is the worst. And no, you're not having to invest, a second mortgage on your home, or, get into debt to decide that you can't stand it. But maybe somebody wants to just do it part-time, because an extra $500 to $1,000 a month saves households, saves marriages, saves lives. And then maybe they get into it and they say, "You know what? This is my peanut butter and jelly, baby. This is it for us." And so I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to help 1,000 people get their first real estate deal in 90 days or less. And I don't care. I want to see people win, baby.
I love it. Yeah, you're here to see people win and grow together with them and help them and tap into their talents and gifts. So I love it. You're bringing it out. I mean, and like Jimmy Stock said, Jim, he's watching. He says, "Great show," because he loves to see the energy of Brittany Thompson and these guests that we have on. So Brittany, you're rolling with it. Tell us Tell us this case study about how do you get your deal done in 90 days and close your deal, and what was that blueprint about how you managed to make over $40,000 from 4 homes from one street using the blueprint?
Oh my gosh. I got that through doing a review of my KPIs because I was just never one to track. I was just, as you can tell, I'm just, let's go.
Right.
And we'll figure it out in the process, right?
Right.
And I was tracking my KPIs, and it was just this one street that kept popping up. And I looked at it, I said, I did this many deals in that one street. And I just tracked it. I tracked my way of doing it, whether it was a mailing, whether it was a call or a text message or what it was. And I said, and what I realized is a timeline and of how efficient I worked it. And I don't think I spent more than 4 hours working all of those deals collectively.
Wow.
Because and this is what I'm really going to uncover in this 5-day challenge is how I was able to identify my market, which that's where it came from. I had been investing in the area in Birmingham called South East Lake, and I found myself driving down a street, and I said, I wonder. I'm just gonna identify each property here. I'm gonna detail all of them, right? And I'm gonna send a mailing to just this area, and I started getting responses, and I would have my appointments, and I go through this in the case study. As a matter of fact, I'm going to talk about this more, but long story short, I realized that because I was so laser focused. See, the problem that people have is there's so many shiny objects and strategies that we 1 minute this is good. 1 minute we're doing creative finance. The next minute we're private lenders. The next minute we are project manager. And you don't stay with something long enough to see it to success, which is why I say I start off by asking everybody, what does success look like? Like Donna says, can we do it in 30 days? I've done a deal in 7. But it takes for you to be laser focused. That's the key is competence, confidence, and clarity. And that's what I highlight and make sure that each person that comes with me, that's what they master and they find success.
I love that laser focus that you have to have, and blocking out all the distractions and all the things that are saying you can't do it, it's not going to happen, and having that positive mindset. You have to have that. And I could see that that's what you had when you were doing that. So people out there like Donna want to know, can you do it faster? Well, like Brittany said, you can if you really hone in on those abilities and you just focus on that. So I love what you said. I love it.
Yes, that's the key. It's simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. And I want to share that with the world.
Yeah. So you brought up something really interesting that I never thought about, which is in that case study with that one street, how you just said, you know what, let's just take one big city and all the addresses and streets and all the data that's out there. And instead, I'm just going to focus on that one street and hammer that one street, which is crazy.
Yes. And it was profitable. It's funny. There was a season in life where I had to work 8 hours, 5 days a week for 50 weeks a year to make $35,000. Now here I am investing little to no money and little to no time and still able to generate that. Like, that's the world we live in, and anybody can do it. And I feel like there's all of these fears of, I don't know enough. Real estate is too risky. I'm not ready. The market's saturated. It's too many wholesalers. There's not enough deals. I'm not social. I might lose credibility if I make a mistake. Wrong. Change your mindset. It is possible.
Love it. And you're making it possible because people will get into it because they know that if they have that, you can do it too. I mean, like I'm thinking, it's just, if you can find that one niche, that one opportunity and dive in on that, like that, and hammer it, anybody could do that kind of stuff. So, whether it's Donna or anybody out there, and I see my man Curtis out there. I love Curtis is watching. He's killing it out there. Anybody can really get into it if you got that mindset. So, all of this stuff is so helpful, but the mindset is really key, right? And that's another thing that we got to talk about? Because there's the real estate. That's one thing. And then you got to have that work balance and with family and everything. But it's that mindset that merges the two, which is super important. So how does the mindset set the stage for the results received?
Oh, goodness gracious. So, it starts with this because I'm reading a book, The Principles and Power of Vision by Dr. Miles Monroe. And one of the things that is printed that really resonated with me is that most people live in a gray area. They don't even know what success looks like. And really, you're right. Before we can teach any strategy, before we can invest in any course, before we can even invest in our first real estate book, we have got to identify and define what success looks like. Does it mean paying my power bill on time? Does it mean not having to beg, borrow, or whatever to get my rent on my mortgage? Does it mean being able to go out to dinner and not have to swipe my credit card? Or can I take my kids on a vacation? Like, what does success look like? And at the bottom of it, once we identify what that looks like for us, right? Because it's individual specific. It's not my version of success is going to look totally different from yours, Al, or from any of the watchers, Gabriella, Donna, Jim, anybody. Everybody's version of success looks different. And so once we outline that, which is something else I teach, then we reverse engineer and say, okay, now based on what I'm thinking success is for me and my family, this is what I'm going to start doing that I'm not doing. And this is what I'm going to stop doing that I should not be doing.
Right.
Boom.
Yeah. Case in point. For sure. You need to focus on what you need to do instead of all the other extra stuff that's noise, right? Like blocking out the noise and focusing on that stuff. I love it. Like, this is all stuff that people need to focus on. So if you had to think of that one thing that somebody has been doing in the last, before this episode and going into tomorrow and starting a new thing tomorrow with that mindset, what would be that one tip to really reshape and refocus their mindset going into real estate deals and going into any of their adventures that they're doing in real estate?
I tell you, it's a question that I would pose even if they weren't doing real estate. Like, no matter what industry they're looking to get into, I would ask, why are you looking? What is it about this industry that intrigues you? What is it? And I'm actually asking a series of questions, and I do this in real life. What is your natural gifting? What are you naturally predisposed to doing? Do you naturally speak well? Do you naturally relate well? Are you a researcher? Like, what ticks your talk? Like, what's up in there? What's your heart posture? What drives you crazy? And what brings joy? Some people, puppies bring joy. Like, some people, supporting children in foster care, a kid that maybe is not getting support from their parents, right? And all they need is a car. All they need is a bike. Like, this you bringing them a bike or writing your charity or your church a check. What is it that really ticks your talk inside? And then, okay, let's reproduce that. Now, what is it going to take to produce that? Okay, well, I need to bring in this, or I need to invest my time this way, because it's not just money. Like, one of the things that's really been on my heart today is people put so much emphasis on the dollar. Like, they don't want to buy this or invest in this because, oh my gosh, what if I don't get my money back? What if I don't get an ROI? Check this out. What's the one thing you can't get back once you invest it? Your time. Your time is way, like, the people I always say I'm grateful for an opportunity to share my story, because I know that somebody listening to me right now, they're taking time from something else and investing in this moment. And I'm so grateful for that. But we got to flip it on his head. Look, you can always make $1,000 back. I mean, my husband, he's been selling like odds and ends stuff. He made $1,000 in like an hour. Like, you can always make money. That's not it. It's what's the highest and best use of your time? That's the question.
Quantifying your time, and time is money, but your time you're not getting back, and you have to really value it. So do you even get into how to structure more of your day and organize your time? Because sellers can take your time. Dealing with the transaction on the title end can take your time. And those things that eat up your time prevent you from scaling to the next level, being able to take on not just one property, but 10 properties, right? So do you get into that with, the course and the community that you build, Brittany?
Yes, that's a great question. So this 5-day challenge that starts March 7th, each day I pick a different topic: mindset, finding, getting, all of that. But day one, we really highlight how much time can you invest realistically. Like, I don't want people to be like, oh, I got all the time in the world. That's a lie. No, you don't. You've got stuff you've got stuff you don't realize is stuff that's taking up your time, that's taking up your time. Like, let's be realistic. Do you have 5 hours? Do you have 10? Do you have 2.5? Right? Figuring that out. And the thing that I'm looking forward to getting most out of this challenge and seeing people have breakthrough in is, once you have an established blueprint, not only for your life, but for your business, you can build anything off of that. And that's really the goal. Is everybody that comes through, if they do what I asked them, if they do the homework, if they stay plugged in, they will find a deal and they will get it, meaning they will get on the phone with the homeowner. Now, the rest is history. Once my people, if they decide to keep going with me and I can hold their hand and help them through their first deal, look, then I'm like, all right, now that I know what you want to do, let's put you with the right people. Let's connect you with somebody who's going to take you to the next level. Because I'm just a pit stop. It's like when we're flying from Birmingham, Alabama to Aspen, Colorado. We flew to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta to Aspen, right? I'm just that first connecting flight, and that's what it's about. It's getting people connected.
I love how, like, your energy from the beginning of the show to like 40 minutes in has not changed whatsoever. You are so energetic about it. I love it. I absolutely love that. And I'm thinking to myself, when I hear you talking all about time and where your efforts need to be focused, the thing that you just said, stay plugged in. Right? Stay plugged in to what your vision is and your goals, so that you can then elevate that and scale your business. So I love that. Stay plugged in. It's super important. And we have great Al Nicoletti Show loyal fans out there. Daniel Salas is saying opportunity cost and get it. Come on, somebody. Like, Daniel, I love that you're watching, because we love people like Brittany that understand what the value of time is, what the value of time blocking and organization is, and where your talents are better well spent. And this is so important to get through. Brittany, another thing I was thinking when you were going through your story before, which was, how do you, with all the timing and getting deals, how do you qualify your leads the best? Like on the last episode with Steve, he was talking about how you have A, B, C, and D deals or sellers or clients. How are you combing through those issues on qualifying those leads to better scale your business?
Ooh, that's such a good question. You know what? It starts here. It starts here, and I say that, and I don't want to sound like a cliche, but check this out. And my vision is faith, family, fitness, finance, and fun. And I know within finance, that means I want to have a certain type of income, right? And I also know that my family actually precedes my meaning they come before finances, right? So I'm not willing to sacrifice my belief system or my principles. I'm not willing to sacrifice my family time. I'm not willing to sacrifice my health, right? So that means I have to be specific. So it starts with marketing before I market. Like, what type of strategy is going to give me the income that I desire, but yet it won't require the type of time, right, that I'm not willing to give. And so, like we discussed earlier on, cash flow. But no, single family is great. But do I want to have a townhouse? Something that's low maintenance, something that's easy? Or do I want to deal with just a regular separate dwelling? Better yet, do I want to deal with an apartment? Because I've done that. I've dealt with apartments and realized, oh my God, this is not me. I would rather have a space where people pay me to park their stuff. You mean all I got to do is throw some gravel, 40 grand on an acre, put a fence around it and a gate, and I can collect $100 a slot all day long? I will invest 60, 90 days into setting that up, creating that machine and letting it run till my great, 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 great grandkids get tired of it. Absolutely. So I'm not interested in having a VA team of cold callers, nor am I interested of paying $20,000 a month in mailing, because I'm not interested in managing that, having an admin, having all of these bills and systems. And I'm not interested in that. That's complicated. It's sexy on social media, but not in real life. Just saying.
I love it, because there's a lot that are tapping into that, right? The use of VAs and systems and processes. But, you know, at the same time, you're inspiring others that may feel that way, but they may not be saying it. And they're like, that's not for me, right? That system, that's not for me, or it doesn't fit my business model. I'm better doing this, and this is how I work. And that's great. Right. And there's others that use the VAs, and it helps build systems, and that's what makes them scale. But like Brittany's saying, do you and what makes you you. Right. Yes. And that's why I connect with Brittany, because I love that. I understand her. So I love that that's what she's conveying to people out there. And we have Jessica Jackson that's on. She says, how do we join the challenge?
Oh, easy. Come on, Jessica. Go to www.getmyfirstdeal.com. Free masterclass, shows you my teaching style, my energy. And if you resonate with what I'm saying, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, baby, join the challenge. Let's go.
Let's go. I love it. She said you're speaking my language. So you're speaking to people that are out there that watch this, and they need that Brittany Thompson level style. Right? That I've seen it. I've been there. I can explain it too. And it's not going to be complicated. It's not going to be this massive book or anything that's just you're going to find your style. You're going to find your rhythm, because she sees it. She can be out there. The 5-day challenge. I mean, I can't even imagine like 5 days of what that's going to be like. Everybody's going to wake up. By day 2, you got to have that cup of coffee, like 3 cups of coffee to keep up with Brittany, because she's probably going to be up at 6 a.m. like, you know, running around everywhere, you know, around the house and everything. So I love what you're doing. I love everything about it.
Thank you.
Brittany, you got to tell everybody, like, how did you transition from having a transactional business to one where cash flow is built without having the businesses, massive teams? And how did you, so I got the idea about, forget it. You find your style. If you're not into the VAs and the systems, that I got it. But how did you make that into cash flow that's scalable, where you can work less, and where you're making more, working less, working smarter?
Oh, that's a great question. So actually, when I decided to stop doing things for my benefit, and I know that's going to sound crazy, because that's how by nature, we're humans. We want to do things that make us feel good or make our life good. But what I mean by that is, what's this? This is 2022. 2020, I probably did, I don't know, 10, 12, 13 deals. Not a whole lot of deals. Still over $250,000. Last year, cut that number by like one hand how many deals I did. Made a lot more than the year prior, right? But it's because I understood the power of strategic marketing, right? And maximizing each. For instance, here's an example. There was a contract that I had on a property, and it was near my side of town, right? And I knew it was a good deal, but for some reason, I was wanting to wholesale it. I was wanting to just get that quick check. And everybody was undercutting me, or like, I can't make this work. They were coming in at 20 under what I had it for. And I used a strategy, which do not do this without supervision, help, and permission, because you could get in trouble. But I used the market, and I had full expressed permission from the homeowner. They knew exactly what I was doing. We were in complete agreement on my agreement. We initialed a few times. Like, you wasn't coming back saying nothing crazy. At the end of the day, she ended up making $6,000 more. So she was beyond the moon happy. But I was able to take that same contract where I would have took a loss and made 40 grand on. So that's what I mean by working smarter, not harder. What's the highest and best use of my time, of this deal, of this contract? I tell you, the switch between a transactional business to cash flow, though, was when I bought my first apartment. I bought it for $22,000, a 20-unit apartment complex. I bought it for 22, paid myself, my company 13, and the other two wholesalers made $7,000 a piece. Now, I held that property. I had never done a heavy renovation. I didn't know smack about multifamily investing. But I looked at my husband. He looked at me. He said, "We're getting it." I said, "We show is, baby. We getting this."
And you got it.
And that was the beginning of it for me, because we had fostered relationships. And I had one of our good friends said, "If you find a good deal, you will never have to worry about funding it. I got you." And I brought it, and they were like, "There is no way. Even if the thing is falling on the ground, I want to lend on it." He lent on it. A year later, it appraised for $950,000.
Wow.
I kid you not. We ended up selling it because after the time between getting the property, purchasing it, and looking at refinancing, the renovation budget went up by like 40%. And we were like, "No, we're not about that life." So we sold it for like $300,000. Exactly.
Crazy.
Real estate, baby. Work smarter, not harder. And that wasn't even a deal I sourced. That's a deal I got off Facebook. And the person who sold it to me, I think about them quite often. And I'm just so grateful for them.
Off Facebook. It's amazing. Each show we hear about different stories, where somebody may have gotten a deal from, they just randomly picked it up, or another wholesaler didn't want it. But that's different. I mean, just off social media seems to be more of a thing lately than ever, that people are just on their phones. Mike Novak on TikTok, getting leads on TikTok. And so, I mean, everybody's doing something different, and there you go. I mean, that's crazy. I'll ask you that question about best leads, but I just want to point this out to everybody. If you didn't catch what Brittany just said, she did about 12 deals 2020?
Yes, roughly.
All right. Roughly, I'm going somewhere with it. So she did about 12 deals in 2020. She did about 5, maybe you can count on your hand, 5 deals in 2021. And the first thing that you're probably thinking is, "Oh, Brittany's not doing that many deals." But here's what she said that was way more important. She made more money from 2021 doing less deals than she did doing more deals in 2020. So that is crazy to me, because I want to know what you're doing in 2022 so far that's going to beat 2020. And a lot of people, people that want to get in the game of investing, they are predisposed to, we got to do high volume. We got to do, 100 deals a year, 200 deals a year to really make that lead flow, right? To make it worth it. But what you're basically saying is, when you qualify the lead correctly, when you laser focus in on the business, you can do less deals and make more money, because you're finding the right things and you're focusing your energy on what you really want to do.
That's it. And, it's funny. My husband and I were talking, and we were talking about our deals, and, we're getting taxes ready and such. I said, "Babe, I mean, we've done a deal, right? We've done a deal this year. Great. I mean, we're still in abundance, because we're accustomed to living off 40, 50,000 a year. Like, we're not the type of people that's like, we're not ballers in that respect. Like, again, our vision, we just live different. We desire different, right?" And I said, "Baby, what if we only do like 2 or 3 deals?" And he was like, "We could do that. But what if the deals are like 2 or 3 million?" I was like, "Exactly, bro. Exactly." That's it, right? And not only that, but like the cash flow. Like, what? Like, we can buy 10 acres. We can take 6 months to put in utilities. We can take 6 months to get permitting, to get the gate up, to mark out slabs. And we can take 10 acres and turn it into $70,000 a month with $6 million evaluation. Nobody's talking about that. And that's okay. I'm good with. I don't need to be famous, baby, but my family good.
So what you're doing.
That's the difference. And that's the mindset. Could I have conceptualized that in 2016? Heck no. You could have gave me an apartment and I would have been shaking in my boots, because I wasn't mentally prepared for it. Now I'm like, Where's the deal? Look, it's funny. I can't even drive my car because I have look back syndrome. It's when you see a property and you look back and the car go with you. That's what I got. I got it back.
I love that. Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah, no, it's great. Like, do you have a number in mind for 2022? Like, deal number wise? Like, are you trying to make it so like you're going to do 3 deals and it's going to surpass 2020 totals, or combined 2020, 2021? Like, what is your vision? Because it just seems like you're getting down to the, I've done no deals and I make way more money than I've never ever done with deals. Like, you know, I feel like that's where we're going.
That's my 2023 goal,
Oh,
baby.
I got it. I knew it. I knew it. I love it.
Look, we don't have to trade our time for dollars. The name of the game is making your money work. Each dollar is an employee. Make it work for you. You don't have to work that hard. That's what I learned at my last W-2. Here's the thing. This is what I tell my 9-to-5 people, and it's no shade, and I love you. But your boss will never pay you enough to live next door. Shake it. That's never going to happen. Do it for yourself. Find something for yourself. Find something for your family and fully commit to that. Work your job during the day, but work your future at night.
I love that one right there. Yeah, right? Because you really need to work and make it happen. When, you know, people are busy during the day. So you got to really fine tune your structure, because it's easy to get lazy and do nothing. But that night could be that productive time to really hone in on those skills. And I know what it's like working at night lately too. So I understand. Jimmy Stock says, love the idea that for many people, even a few deals a year can dramatically change their lives. Jim, 100% about what Brittany's saying. Yeah.
It's deal size. It's not the number of deals, it's the number in the deal, baby. We got it. Hey, and you know, if you know you're the person that wants to run this big business, there are so many successful people. Nope. Now, here's one more. I'm gonna give you one more. Here's the thing I find with people. They want the fruit until they take a bite out of it and realize they don't like the taste. Why? Because they're judging the fruit based upon the wrong characteristics. I get people all the time ask me, how do I know if such and such program or such and such coaching is good for me? Easy. Look at their fruit. Do you like how they live? No. Better yet, do you like how they treat people? Do you know how they live? Because I'm not talking about social media life. I'm talking about real life. Do you know how they treat their spouse, their kids? How do they handle their money? What do they believe in? What if you believe one thing, but you're paying for you're paying for coaching for somebody who believes something totally different? Is the money worth it at that point? No, we good. That's why it's faith first for me and mine. If we don't believe in the same thing, we really might not have a lot to talk about. I love you. God bless you. But I'm good on that.
Yeah. Yeah, let Brittany roll. She'll tell you the real. I love this. She's going to be like, either we're a good fit or we're not. That's it, right? That's end of story. Leave it there.
That's it. If you participate in the principles, you can participate in the promises. Period. What principles those are, that's up to you.
Yeah, pick and choose what those are. And you have your pillars, and you got to roll with it, and you got to figure out what works for you, be that right fit. And you got to find the right people that are going to be mentors, right? Not everybody's the same, and not everybody's seeing the same vision, right? So that's right. That's really, really key. And by the way, mom's watching. She says girl power. So there you go. Yeah, she could tell the energy, because again, from start to finish, you've been like electric. So it's amazing too. Let's talk about that. Mom brings up a great point. Women in the industry of real estate, it's kind of like that. You walk in a room and it's 70, 80% male, right? Or maybe that's changed a lot lately. Yeah. What was that like for you, overcoming that hurdle? Because think about how many people, like Jessica, she's ready to do the challenge, right? So what wisdom and encouragement do you have? And also tell us that perspective, because I'm sure that goes through your mind at any events. You're like, well, who's around? What's going on? Where are the women? What's the power behind that?
That's such a powerful question, right? I am very intentional of where I put myself. Now, I'm not perfect by any means, but I only want to be around certain individuals and around certain energies. And if I feel like someone's trying to make me feel maybe inferior because of my gender, because of my race, because of how I talk, because of what I look like, I take it as a blessing that I don't need to be in that space, because it's not, look, wherever I go, it's because I'm supposed to be there. And that's based on my belief system, right? And so I would tell any woman, any man or woman. I mean, it's whatever, right? Look, be where you desire, be where you're called, be where you're celebrated and not tolerated. See, I learned easy. I don't need to chase anybody. I don't want to fangirl anybody. I don't want to get excited to take your picture. Why? Because I'm a queen. And I'm not conceited, but I know who I am. And I'm proud of that. And I've got 2 little girls I've got to teach. Don't cower before any man or woman. You are, there's so much greatness in you that it is just not necessary. Stand up, recognize your talents, your gifting, know that you are the only version of you on this earth, and maximize. What's your highest and best use? Definitely not hiding in the closet. Come on out. Show them what you got, baby. The world's waiting for you. And that's how I approach it.
Yeah, I love that. I love your mindset behind that, because a lot of people could feel intimidated about the industry, or on the women's side, because there's not that many, but now they're out there, they're killing it out there, right? And you are that inspiration to the women that are out there that are investing, and your stories, your passion, your energy, it's so inspiring. That's why you're like the energy influencer. Even Robert Rodriguez is, say it louder for the people in the back, right? Careful, she's gonna come through the computer screen. We talked about that pre-stage. She could come through, right? Yeah, there it is, right? Yeah, I mean, this is so key for people out there. Brittany, you're bringing so much value to everybody that's watching, and that's going to watch on the YouTube channel when it comes out. No, it's going to be out as soon as we end the stream. But this is something that people got to go back and watch. Okay. Tell us about the challenge one more time. What is it? How can people get involved? Where do they go to find you? And everything that you can tie in there, because I want to make sure that if you're watching and you're getting that value from Brittany, she and this is only part 1. That's the thing. Like Brittany, she's definitely coming back for another season on the Nicoletti Show. But this is part 1, because that 5-day challenge, she's going to dive even deeper. There's no way we can cover it on one show. So Brittany, tell them again, what's the 5-day? Where do they go? When is it? Every detail you can give them.
Oh, goodness. Okay. So everybody, look, brace yourself. I am doing a 5-day Get My First Deal challenge starting March the 7th. If you're interested, I would highly recommend you go to www.getmyfirstdeal.com. Get a dose of what I'm going to be teaching based on the free masterclass. And if I resonate with you, if my energy resonates with you, look, if my vibe resonates with you, join the challenge. We're going to I'm going to break down each day. I'm going to show a different piece. We're going to talk about mindset. We're going to talk about finding the deal. We're going to go through real examples, y'all. We're going to talk about getting and closing the deal over the rest of the days. Look, here's the thing that makes it different. You can get all the information in the world, but if you don't take action, it's all for nothing. In this challenge, there will be homework and there will be action. We will be making live calls. We will be stuttering. We will be getting bad numbers. Some people are going to talk crazy to you, and we're going to go with, and you're going to witness it. Here's the thing. I want people to get over the fear of picking up the phone, baby. Let's get down and get dirty and really get into what it's going to take. So if you're confused, you're frustrated, maybe you've been in your journey and nothing's coming together. Maybe you've watched a couple of episodes of HGTV or A&E and you're thinking, nah, maybe. Look, maybe you heard that you need a license, or you need cash, or you need credit, or you need a rich uncle or auntie. Look, those things help, but you don't need it to get your first deal. And so my intention is not to give you a little bit of information. I'm going to bust the door wide open, and I'm going to show you everything. Why? Because I'm on a mission to help 1,000 people get their first deal. That's it. Now, most people, it takes 90 days. Let's be real. People are not disciplined, but that's okay. We're not called to be perfect. We're called to take action. So during this challenge, you're going to leave feeling competent, confident, and you're going to have a clear blueprint of how to execute. And if you so choose to continue with me, baby, you're going to get something you ain't never got before. I'm telling you, it's going to be, it's the what I wish I would have got. It's the what I wish I would have got when I started. And my goal is not to make $1 million off each person. My goal is to see you become multimillionaires using this blueprint for whatever your envision or end goal is. And I just want a small piece of it. I just want to know I matter and I helped. Period.
Boom. Love it. Everybody drop a comment. Say, yes, let's go. Let's go. Fire gems. I know Robert, he's going to type fire and gems because like what you're saying is inspiring to people, Brittany. And if they want to be a part of it, like you gotta go to Brittany. It's only the beginning. We can't dive in on it all on the show. You got to be a part of that 5-day challenge and beyond, right? A lot of it's cultivating and bringing that relationship building too. It's not just doing the deals. It's that community feel and bringing those relationships together. So you're doing a great job with it. And Gabriella, I think she was talking about the women in the real estate investing, or I don't know where she was going with it. She says, we're only 30% of real estate investors still. Also, knowledge speaks depth. When they hear that, you know what you're talking about. It changes their attitude towards you.
Wow. So good. So you know what? You're absolutely right. And that's, and I'm going to share so much that only a person who's done it would know. I mean, we going in. I might even jump. Look, one of the things I may even do is take one of the participants and look at them individually, look at their market, like help them. Look, you might be the lucky person. I might pull you up as a case study for the day and really set you straight. Like you never know what might happen during the challenge, baby. It's all fair game.
Yeah. Wow. I'm coming. Let's go. Right? See what's going on. Tap into more stuff. I love that. And people will need that, right? People will really need that energy, that system that you're thinking of, and bring that fire to this whole thing. And Robert, he put fire. Are those bombs or are those turkeys? What is that?
So those are like bombs.
They're bombs. She's dropping bombs. I love it. Boom, boom. She's making it happen. Jim, he says profound, simple, true, and important. Right there. Boom.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, I hope that I've given value. I cannot wait to see the people come out on the other side feeling confident. You know, another bonus of completing this challenge is now knowing when people start talking to you, whether it's your next coach or mentor or whatever, you know if you need to be messing with them or not. Like they can only trick you so far, and you be like, nah, this ain't right. And I help you.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, she's got you right there. Donna says, great energy. Jessica, she says, I'm here for it. Gabriella says, yes. I mean, this is what it's about. And you got a great system right there. You got the ladies really watching, and they're paying attention because they want to get into it. They want to be that Brittany Thompson style, that mover shaker, and they can do it too. Working less, getting more, making more money. That's huge. I love it. And like Robert's saying, dropping bombs. Totally. She's dropped gems throughout this whole thing. I love it. So Brittany, again, tell everybody, like, what's the podcast? What's the website?
Oh, gosh. So the website is called sheskillingit.com. It goes over my story. If you click join the challenge, it'll take you right to the 5-day challenge coming up on March the 7th. I've got the She's Killing It Club podcast where I highlight women killing it in the game, no matter what industry they're in. And I got to have you on. I've got a podcast called the My First Deal Story podcast where I have people come on They could be beginners or they could be pros. But the point is for them to talk about how they found God and closed their first deal so that it inspires others to do the same. So that's it, baby.
I love it. Absolutely. I'm there. I love it. You know, you got to share those stories to inspire and influence others and impact others. I learned that one recently too. It's just not even just influencing, but impacting, making impact, make changes. And you did it. You did it, Brittany. So you got Robert saying thank you. I mean, I love the energy. I love what you're bringing. You got to check out Brittany Thompson. Find her on social media, on Instagram. She's dropping videos early in the morning. I love it, like early, and she's giving those tips and tricks. Facebook, she's doing that podcast. Check her out, iTunes, Spotify. You'll get so much value. And I mean, I want to listen to this every day, right? I want to wake up, put that on instead of just something else. Like, I just want to be like, whoa, here we go for the day. It's like substituting coffee. So it's great. Yeah, boom, power hour. But Brittany, thank you again for being here. It's been a while since seeing you. I can't wait to see you again. You're amazing. I understand where you're coming from, and I get you. I understand that everybody's got their style, you know, but stay plugged in, stay laser focused, and you could do it too. And that's Brittany Thompson's style.
That's it. That's it, baby. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you so very much. Anybody out there, if you're looking to find, get, and close your first real estate deal in 90 days or less, go to getmyfirstdeal.com. I want to show you. I want to help you. I want you to win big for yourself, for your family, and for those that you are impacting and influence around you. Let's go.
Let's go. I was going to say final words, final thoughts, but that's it right there. You got a wrap from Brittany Thompson. Brittany, I can't wait to see you soon. You're the best. You're amazing. Everybody go check her out. Like literally when we get off the show, go to her. Do you have a YouTube channel?
I do.
Go check out the YouTube channel. Go follow her on Instagram, and you're going to get great value. So can't wait to see you soon, Brittany. Thank you so much again for being on.
Peace. Love you. Appreciate you, man.
You're the best. Love you too.
Bye-bye.
Wow. I mean, I feel like I'm ready to start doing push-ups and sit-ups and squats on the floor. Like Brittany's just electric energy. I was going to start doing jumping jacks at one point in the middle, but she brings the energy. She really gives you the real. And what I love about Brittany is you have your own style. Like stop thinking that you have to do one system or another system, and it's got to fit your style. And that's almost what she's explaining in a way of find your style. If you're the right fit for what you're going to do, go for it. But I think the biggest takeaway for me was the fact that she did less deals last year than the previous year, and she made more money. And it's scary because I can't wait to see what she's going to do this year. So I got to say, the one thing that I have truly learned, and I see you all watching out there. I love it. You're watching the Al Nicoletti ending monologue. I love this. So the one thing I got to say is I love you fans out there. I love that you're engaged, that you're watching, that you're commenting, that you want to be a part of this. I want more of it. I want you more to be a part of this. I want you to feel what it's like that we're in the studio and what I'm feeling and what you're seeing, because I think it's so important for you to take these nuggets, these gems, these bombs, these fire things that she's talking about and really apply it. And if you want to contact her, reach out to her. She's got that program. She's got that challenge. This is the benefits of watching the style guests that are on the show that are just doing way different things than you may see in the local community, but they're out there, right? And it was crazy how Brittany and I even crossed paths. I mean, it was wild. And now I see what she's doing and the amazing things in the community. So I love that you're out there. Thank you all. I mean, if you want more content on this, I could do the whole thing if you want me to. If you want more content like Brittany Thompson and Steve Rosenberg and Dave Day and all the amazing guests that are on the show, check out the YouTube channel under Al Nicoletti and find me on iTunes and Spotify. Oh, by the way, Google Play too. Just realized that. I'm on Google Play because Mike McKay, he messaged me the other day. He's like, yeah, man, you're on Google Play. I'm like, all right, so Google Play, iTunes, Spotify. I'm on all these other places you can find, and check out all the videos on Facebook, Instagram, at Attorney Nicoletti. Find the new things that are coming out, the videos, the Blue Zap. Anybody seen the new Blue Zap and the walk and talks? mean, that stuff's been crazy lately. Wait until you see the new hot topic sessions. If you got a frequently asked question that you're thinking, that burning question, you're dealing it with the seller right now, ask away, because I'm going to talk about it on a video. I will drop that. If you got something crazy that's going on and something that's in my world, I will talk about that, and we can break that down in 3 to 5 minutes. So thank you all again. I love that you're here, and find out all the content on all the social channels. Go back and watch this. If you came halfway or 3/4 of the way, you got to start from the beginning, because Brittany Thompson's energy did not change throughout the whole episode. I love you all. I will see you next week, and have a great night. See you soon.